All right, guys, so thanks a lot for submitting your questions. I went through and picked a whole bunch here, and yeah, we're gonna get to answering them. Here's a good one. Question number 1, and I'm gonna say that with every question. Here's a good one. What age did you start skateboarding and why? I think I told this story once before, but I saw my first skateboard at 6, and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then I started skateboarding at around 10. So you can do the math on there if you know how old I am. Here's another really good question. Who is your favorite Transformer? You know which Transformer I like the most? The one that's like, turns in like from either a car or a truck into a machine. Here's a good one. Who inspires you? PJ Ladd. There's so many good skaters right now, it's kind of hard to say, like PJ Ladd, Shane O'Neill, Mark Suchu is like, I'm really into his skating, but I could name like 1,000 and all of them inspire me. Really, it's like unbelievable the kind of stuff that's going down right now. When are you going to drop a part? That was a good question. Actually filmed today 2 tricks for it. So as soon as that's done and everybody else finishes their part, I think the video is slotted for later this year. It's a revive video, so I'm working on a part right now. And it's kind of funny because I get 1,000 questions all the time, like, when's your next part? And I think people don't understand that it's not like making a YouTube video. You can't make a video part every day. So then I get all these other questions like, why are you pro? You only skate flat ground. And I'm like, what? I go, we'll probably get to some of those questions later too. But yeah, video part takes some work and it takes time. All right, how did you feel when you hit 1 million subs on YouTube? Man, it was incredible. I felt incredible. I felt like that you guys were stoked and I was stoked and we were all stoked and everyone was stoked. I mean, obviously I have been working very hard on my YouTube channel and just putting a lot of work into it. So I'm glad that you guys actually enjoy the content enough to subscribe. So thanks for that. All right, so this kind of, I guess that last question and then the question prior kind of takes me into this next question, which is another great question. It says, how in God's name did you go pro? Well, that's a very good question. I guess you would have to ask. I opened this door and walked into this warehouse and Andy Schrock was like, there's your pro model. And I was like, oh, wow, thanks. So that's how it happened. I don't really know what else to say about it. I guess there's a lot of questions in here about like, do you think you're good enough to be pro? Do you think you should be pro, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I guess I should answer those because you guys obviously really want to know. I kind of have various different feelings about various different things. I am my own very worst critic. And I've put out some parts that I'm very happy with, and then I've put out some parts that I'm not so happy with. But really, the long and short of that is I want to skate for myself. I want to skate how I want to skate. I want to do the tricks I want to do. And I want to be happy with the part that I put out. So with that being said, when I put out a part, if there's a bunch of people who hate it and they go, this sucks, you suck at skating, I don't even mind, honestly, because if I know, like when I filmed the part, if I felt really good about it, it doesn't really matter. And that's, you know, the world is like that sometimes. Sometimes I'll make a YouTube video and people are like, I'll be like really stoked on how it turned out and people will be like, you suck, we hate you, we want you to never do this again. But you know, what are you gonna do? You know, it's kind of how it is. So the one thing I do want to say about that though is I think a lot of people who have been subscribed to my YouTube channel and see all the games of skate, there is kind of this idea that, oh, Aaron only skates flat ground. Well, I do have a few different video parts out there. And some of them are, you know, whatever, they're okay. I'm definitely will tell you I'm not the next Shane O'Neill. I'm definitely not going to switch tray double flip the Santa Monica triple set, if that's where it's at. And I'm not. I'm sorry. So if you're looking for like the best of the best of the best pros, I'm not that. But I'm definitely gonna film a part, and I hope it's gonna be a part that I'm very proud of. So I hope that puts it into perspective. Like I'm filming that part for me, and I hope you guys are stoked on it too, because it's definitely also for you guys. I mean, you guys support me, or my subscribers, etc., which is awesome. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Here's the next excellent question. What kind of food you love? You know, I could really, like if I go to a restaurant, I really like going to new restaurants and just saying like, what's the craziest thing on your menu, and trying whatever it is. I like any kind of food, but if I'm going like my favorite, it's gonna be something simple like pizza, burgers, had a really good steak tonight. But I really like trying out new stuff. And there's my wife. She's really trying to reach me. We'll have to get that later. Sorry, honey. Who was your favorite skater growing up? I've answered this question 1 million times. For every subscriber, I've answered it. It's PJ Ladd. And the favorite part that I have, because that was a lot of questions that you guys asked, it was PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life. If you haven't seen that part, you need to just go watch it. After this video has completed, then go watch it. PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life. Put that into YouTube, it's there. This was one of my very, very favorite questions. It's a regular or shredded cheese. And I just wanted to go with shredded cheese because the shredded cheese, you see, it melts easier. It's very specific. You know, there's a very exact reason. There's a very exact reason behind everything, and that's really important. So I want you guys to experience the meltability of shredded cheese. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck woof? And I think that last word was supposed to be wood, but I'm gonna say if a woodchuck could chuck woof, he would chuck 3 woofs. Woofs. Would you ever consider being a scooter guy? And then shout out to Denton, Texas skaters. I don't even know how to answer that, to be honest. I just thought that was a really funny one because he asked me a really silly question about scooters, but then he gave a shout out to the Denton, Texas skaters. I hope I'm saying that right. So we're gonna shout out the Denton, Texas skaters, and I'm probably not gonna be riding scooters anytime soon. What do you think about tranny skaters? I think tranny skaters are amazing. I personally really kind of suck at tranny. I mean, when I was growing up, we had a mini ramp, and our mini ramp was, I swear to you, it literally looked like this. I don't know if that was in the camera, like straight down. It was a 4-foot mini ramp with about a foot of vert on it, you know? So like, I was the only one that could drop in. And the fact that I could drop in, people were like, whoa, you're like tranny god. It was literally 4 foot, 1 foot of vert. We didn't exactly know what we were doing. And then we built another one that was like the exact opposite. It was 4 feet with like negative vert, like went up about that high. So yeah, my tranny, like growing up in Montana, we hardly even had cement, let alone ramps. But I think tranny skaters are incredible. The stuff they do, it's amazing. I mean, I get in there and I don't even know how to do anything. So you gotta understand, I have a lot of respect for skateboarders and what they do and the incredible things that they do. And I do not hate on that, not in any way, shape, or form. So if somebody says like, oh my God, you suck way worse than Nigel, I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, what do you think? Did you see his video part? Do you still have plans on making Braille skateboards? This is a question that I get a lot. I never had plans on making Braille skateboards. I never had any intention of making Braille into a skateboard company. Braille's kind of a weird thing that people don't understand, and I don't think I even really fully understood it, because I feel like I do kind of understand it now. But it's an interesting company because a company like that had never existed before. Nobody ever started a company and they went, we're gonna make a company that helps skaters learn to skate and that grows the sport of skateboarding. They always made a skateboard product or something like that, but this is totally different. We're literally taking a different view and taking a step back, and we're gonna be launching some other things even later that you guys will go, whoa, that's interesting, never thought of that before. Definitely think that you might have that idea. But yeah, we're literally like, you wanna learn how to skate? You're new to skateboarding? We're gonna support you to learn how to skate because that grows all of skating, and then it makes skateboarding bigger for everyone. And any skater should appreciate that and support that because it is like they're your friends. Skateboarding is an interesting thing. Like I could go to France right now, walk down the street. If I find a skater, we're friends. Like I could go to Spain, I could go to Portugal, and I could meet skaters and we'll be friends like that. And that's cool. And you want more people like that in the world. You do. And if you look at the sphere of skateboarding, it's a rather small sport compared to like soccer or football, so we gotta grow it, and that's kind of where we're at, and that's what we're doing. But we're not making skateboards, and we're not planning, and we won't make skateboards. That brings me into the next question. This guy says, what is skateboarding? And you know, it's what you make of it, and that's what we'll leave it. That's the answer I'm gonna leave you with there. You can think about that, ponder it for the next 2 weeks. Okay, here's another good question. How do you feel about lame people you don't even know hating on you on Instagram? I think I did cover this a little bit earlier, but there's my wife. Maybe I should ask her what she thinks. Yeah, that's good. Hey, honey. Hey, I'm making a video right now, but I have a really fast question for you. No, you're not on speakerphone. You know I wouldn't do that to you. You know we've been through that before. So I just wanted to know, how do you feel about people that don't even know me, that they hate on me on Instagram? Oh, just a question that somebody asked they wanted to know. Okay, that's a good answer. Yeah. All right, I'll call you back in a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry. I love you. I'll call you back in a sec. Okay, bye. Okay, I felt like she gave a really appropriate response. She said, does it even matter? I guess that's it, you know? I get into this funny thing where I go, it's a very fine line. There's somebody who says, Aaron Kyro, you suck and I hate you and I hate everything you've ever been involved in and I just hate you and I hope you die. And then I go, okay, that guy, he doesn't like me very much. And then there'll be another person who will say like, today's video really sucked. And that guy, I go, what did you not like about today's video? And then he'll go, oh, well, the music sucked. And I'll go, oh, okay, cool. Can you give me like a suggestion for better music? Yeah, hit up this. And I'll be like, okay, cool. That's a guy who just is like giving feedback. And there's that same thing occurs on Instagram all the time. So I do like to talk to you guys. And don't worry, I don't get like, oh no, this person doesn't like me. They think that I suck at skating and should not be pro and all I skate is flat ground. I totally understand. I mean, I'm making a new YouTube video every single day, and that's a lot of work. And to make a full video part on top of that is even more work. So I'm working on one now. I do hope you guys like it. I do respect and like your feedback, and I like that you guys say things. So I'm not gonna go into some rant about people who like don't like me on Instagram. It's totally fine. You're totally entitled to your viewpoint, and I respect that. Okay, this is another super good question. I don't know the people that are gonna answer in the comments below. He always says they're good questions. Well, they are. I mean, I picked the good ones. He says, how many Twinkies have you eaten? Like, I read that and then I went, like, in my whole life or at one time? I probably at one time have taken down at least 4 in one sitting. So I'd say in my whole lifetime, I've probably had about 23. There's another, okay, why do you hate skating on an 8-inch board? Guess what? I just did a new setup video, started skating on an 8-inch board, got 2 clips today for my video part. I guess I don't hate skating on an 8-inch board. I like it. All-time favorite video part. I actually answered this earlier. It's PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life. How did you meet Nigel and how long have you known him for? You know? I feel like I've known Nigel for my entire life, honestly. I mean, I do. It's kind of funny, but like I have known Nigel from YouTube and just, you know, skateboarding is such a small community. You know these people. But I literally met Nigel for the first time in person yesterday. But when we met, it was like it was literally like I've known you for 20 years. You know? It really was. It just was, wasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
It was like I don't know. We've both been skateboarding since the dawn of era. You know, we've been skateboarding forever, literally longer than most of. You know, we've been skateboarding for a long time, 20 plus years. And you meet somebody else who's been skateboarding for 20 plus years and you know them. You've known them your entire life. It's the same reason why I wanted to make a company to grow skateboarding. There's a camaraderie and it's friendship and it's cool and people get along and it's rad. It just doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't.
Favorite skate related video game? I don't even remember picking this question. Somebody's messing with me. I think Mega Man X was my favorite skate-related video game.
He did skate in that, huh?
Yeah. I just kicked it. Okay, now we're on to the YouTube comments. That was Instagram. Now we're flipping to YouTube. This is a whole nother bag of fish. If it wasn't for skateboarding, what would you be doing? Well, I skateboard and I make films. I actually went to film school for a year. I know, can you believe it? You probably thought I didn't even know how to read. I actually know how to read. And I went to school for a whole year of college and I learned film. So I always thought to myself growing up, well, if skateboarding doesn't work out, I'll make videos. And now, guess what? I make skateboard videos. Isn't that weird? Isn't that the weirdest thing you've ever thought of? Like when I was a kid, I thought, well, if I didn't skateboard, I'll make videos. Now I do both. I think that's pretty incredible. Would you put some regular footage or you skating on your channel, like a part? So I like watching you skate. Thank you. I appreciate that you like watching me skate. I'm working really, really, really hard right now on a video part, on a full-length video part. It should be out, I'm hoping, later this year, and I hope that it's good. That's what I hope that I can film enough tricks so that it's good and that you guys like it. So I don't know where it will go exactly. That's not entirely up to me. But yes, I do need to get more skating on the channel. It's funny, we go out to the skate park and we film like surfboards and snowboards and the weirdest things. And then we'll skate a bit, and then we tend to just never film that. And I don't know, we should just film that. Maybe we'll figure out a way to do that. Great, so this takes me perfectly into the next question. He says, how is your Take Over the World part coming along? So a lot of people are asking, why don't you put out a video part? And I keep saying I'm working on one right now. It's coming along great. So I'm working on it and filmed some tricks with Nigel today, which was really rad. And so yeah, it's going well. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I need to do more and more and more. Like I said earlier, I'm my own worst critic, you know? I'll film a trick and then I'll go home and I will literally sit there alone and watch that clip 100 times. And I will like have the full analysis of every like point of where my wheels moved. But it's fine, it's just, that's what skateboarding is, and that's why I love it. It's like the thing, like I was thinking today, I was like, it's like the worst, most crazy, makes you the most insane skateboarding. It's the worst thing ever, but you love every second of it. Here's the next question. Who is the best person you have ever beaten in a game of skate? Okay, you guys know Johnny Chinaski Geiger? He's like the flat ground champion of the world. I swear to God, I never wanted to play him on film because I knew he would just destroy me. Destroy, like done, over. So we're at the shred quarters and he's like, we're gonna play a game of skate. We'll film it, it's cool. And I was like, dude, I don't know. And I won that Rochambeau and I skunked him. I just had the best, I literally had like the best game I've ever played. Landed every double flip, landed everything, and I ended on like a backside big spin revert, which is probably like pretty cheaterish or whatever, right? But shout out to Johnny because he's incredible. He's like the flat ground machine. I mean, he would destroy me. So that's the best person I've ever beaten in a game of skate. Which one of yours is your favorite pro model? I like the one because it's very personal. It's the first one that I designed, the one that has San Francisco on the top and it has Montana on the bottom. You have just like your hometown and the town you live in and then you doing like a heel flip, which you can't even do, on the middle. That's cool. I just love that board because it's very personal. It's really, really like comes home to me, you know? This is incredible. Yeah, you gotta understand, when I went pro, it wasn't like I knew about it. It was like, I opened a door and they were like, there's your pro model. And then I designed a later board because I had no idea that that was coming. Here's another excellent question. Jake Howie. I always hate saying people's names. Like I shy away from saying people's names because I don't want to mispronounce your name. And then just because that's weird. But Jake, we'll just leave it at that. Jake says, is everything first try? Yeah, it is. Oh, another question that I didn't mark, but they said, why does your voice get lower when you say first try? And I don't know. It just does. Every time I say that, it just weirdly tweaks. Here's a good one from Fail Clan Harris. He says, how long have you been doing YouTube? It's funny, I watched my very first video last night, so I know this number very well right now. 10 years. My first video that I uploaded was a skateboard video part. And this is a good one to throw in this video. It's for me personally, I feel like it's the best part I've made. And it's kind of the one to date that I'm still trying to like top it. I'm still trying to top that part. Why was it the best part? I have no idea. Because I was skating every single day and working really, really hard on doing nothing but just skateboarding. I did not make a YouTube video every day. I did not do all the other things that I have to do with Braille, which I love. I love, 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 love. But yeah, it was, yeah, and I was like just skating really well. So if you want to check it out, it's called Aaron Kyro, BrailleSkateboarding.com. It has about 340,000 views. And it starts out with this line. This is an interesting story. Sometimes people just FaceTime me a lot, and they'll just repeatedly hit FaceTime. That's FaceTime number 3. So it starts out with this quote that says something about lighting yourself on fire, and it was because I was in this very interesting part of my life where I had just lost all of my sponsors, and at that time nobody put any footage on YouTube. So I literally was like, well, screw it, my skating career's over. I'm gonna throw all of my footage onto YouTube, which interestingly enough, that part for that time period went a little bit viral, and it was like really well viewed by the skateboard industry. And that kind of like got me going again. So it's kind of funny. I was at like the very lowest, like, well, that's it for my skateboarding career. Now I'll probably go into film. Let me dump all my footage onto YouTube where footage goes to die. At that time, that's where footage went to die. Skateboard, it was like if you had tricks on YouTube, you were like outcast, Now if you have footage on YouTube, you're super outcast. You get into my position. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, it's like a lot of well, let's just put it this way. Shane O'Neill's primitive part was up on YouTube. That's like where it was announced. It doesn't get any bigger and better than Shane O'Neill. I mean, he literally does everything perfect. First try, every try. Oops, first try. So I hope I answered that question. You guys should check out that video part. You might like it. You might think that I skate more than just flat. How long did it take for you to become pro? Well, I've been skateboarding since there were dinosaurs, so that's how long. Do the math. If you're not sure about how long it's been since dinosaurs were here, ask your history teacher. What's the worst injury you have had? I think it was last summer, might have been the summer before. All the summers kind of mixed together. I broke my foot in 2 places. It was literally the dumbest thing ever. I tray flipped off a curb and my foot just landed weird. And I was like, I rolled my ankle, and there's a bone here, like say this is a foot. There's a bone here and a bone here, and they're attached to tendons. And the tendon on this side pulled so hard that it broke the bone, that then the tendon on this side went, oh, we better counteract that, pulled super hard that way to like counteract your foot going like that. This is what the doctor told me anyways. And then it broke the bone on this side. And it was, I couldn't walk, and I had to have that boot thing, and then all of a sudden it was fine. Would you ever leave Revive and GoPro to be sponsored for a big skateboarding brand? No, I would not. You have to understand, I had times in my career, whatever you want to call that, in skateboarding where I did have good, big, decent sponsors that were great. But Revive for me is it's like the friends company. For one thing, I'm super, super, super loyal. And if somebody helps me out and they get my back, I got their back. Done, So I'm not gonna leave. It doesn't matter if somebody offered me anything, because and the other thing about that is these companies are sponsoring Shane O'Neill switch tray double flipping the Santa Monica triple set, and I'm just not switch tray double flipping triple sets. I might walk up a triple set once, but I won't walk down it. Too scary. All right. The next question from McSteezy O'Neill says, how does it feel to skate with the hashtag SkateGod? It feels really good, He's definitely progressing. He did some kick flips. He's learning heel flips, and he's stoked to be out there. You know what I love about Lance is that Lance has the viewpoint of a person who doesn't skate, because he basically doesn't skate. So I'm not saying that to be mean to Lance or anything, but really, like, he started filming for me for this skateboard company, and we made a whole series teaching him ollie, frontside 180, backside 180, pop shove, front shove, kick, heel flip, kick flip. In that order, that's it. Skateboarding Made Simple order. And he really, you know, he could ollie, but he really didn't skate, which is great because he also, like, he helps me a lot with the YouTube, and he has the viewpoint of a person doesn't skate. And part of the thing that we're trying to do with Braille is get the interest of people who don't skate to make them want to skate. You know, some of the videos we make are really, really dumb. I'll be the first to tell you that. Like me skateboarding on a Harry Potter book, that's the dumbest thing ever. But people who don't skate will watch that video and they will go, this looks really fun. Now I want to skate too. And now you have more friends around the world, so you're welcome. That's how it feels to skate with the hashtag SkateGod. I don't know how we got there. This was a great, fantastic question. Who do you think will win in a game of skate, Lil Wayne or Justin Bieber? And then he says, shout out to GMAC. I don't personally know who would win, but I definitely 100% want to film that game of skate for my YouTube channel. So if any of you guys know Lil Wayne or Justin Bieber and you think we can set this up, I will fly anywhere, do anything to film that video because that would be incredible. Justin Bieber versus Lil Wayne, game of skate. Maybe we should make it like a 3-round battle, best of 3. Here's a good question. Why don't you do skate supports anymore? I am trying to get the skate supports back in. I'm really, really sorry we dropped those out. Really what happened is, you know, filming a YouTube video every day and filming a full-length video part gets really, really rough. And the skate supports got really hard for me to do all of that work. So actually what I'm trying to work on right now, and a big thing that I'm working on with Braille period, is getting people to help. Because you guys do have questions, you do need the skate supports, you do need help progressing, and I want to fill those shoes. And you guys are still sending in videos, which is incredible. I go into that skate supports and I see everybody's videos and I go, wow, I need to have somebody to help me with this. So I'm gonna work on that. I wanted to answer that question to let you guys know I am working on that. I know I probably said that like 5 months ago. I'm sorry, we're gonna figure it out. And yeah, that was actually the last question. Now you get a picture of what I had for dinner tonight. I was a steak. I do this really weird thing. Like I go to a restaurant and if I think, wow, this food's really great, I take a picture of it and I send it to my wife. Like every time. And she's always like, you're a jerk. Cause like she wants to be eating that, you know? And then I send that to her. Anyways, my wife's awesome. She's awesome. You guys are awesome. Nigel's awesome. Definitely subscribe to Nigel's channel. He makes tons of incredible skateboard videos. There's rad slow-mo stuff on here. You guys should subscribe wherever it is. I don't know where it is, but wherever it is, you need to find it and you need to subscribe. And flow him some support, you know? I mean, in the skateboard community, that's another thing that I'm trying to like put in with like Braille skateboarding is like we should support each other, guys. Like when some little kid like just gets his new board and he goes to the skate park and a bunch of kids are yelling poser at him, that doesn't exactly boost his confidence to want to try more. So it's fine. But yeah, just like support your skateboard community, because you might think it's like, whoa, it's really huge and all these guys are making like crazy money, but it's really small. It's a very small world and it's a very tight-knit community and it's great and it's an awesome community. So anything that has to do with skateboarding, anything at all, is really, really down with me, and I know it's down with you guys, so let's keep doing it. So big thanks to Nigel. Thanks for having me on your channel.
Thank you, Aaron.
Subscribe, like, leave a comment below. Oh, and I think somebody, if I don't say this somewhere in this video, somebody's gonna be upset. So my name's Aaron Kyro. I'm a sponsored skateboarder from the San Francisco Bay Area. You're welcome.
Question number 1. It's from Victor Preciado. He's one of my friends. He's an intern for me, comes out and films. And yeah, his question is, what was NK doing before he ever got into skating and filming? Well, before I started skating, I was really into drawing. I did a lot of illustrations. I was looking to become either a comic book illustrator or an animator. I actually had some internships set up through Disney that my dad got linked up, but once I started skating, dude, my passion for drawing just kind of like faded away. I draw every now and then. Most of the time it's just when I have no time and I'm like doodling. But I'm thinking of starting a company soon, and if I do, I'm gonna definitely start drawing a lot more and become very involved in like the graphics for whatever I decide to do. But